Hello, my fellow gamers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here to check out the new hero joining Fellowship. I had an amazing time with the previous playable beta. I brought in a couple friends who have never played games like this, and they loved every single second. So to say that I'm excited for the next beta would be an understatement. But without further ado, sit back, grab a drink, and let's check out Mara. Alright, so we actually got two videos to check out. One is a very short 40-second video, just kind of going over the spotlight, a couple of the abilities, no real explanation. And then we'll hop into the next video, which is about 5 minutes, which will go deeper into all the abilities. I haven't played too much Rogue in World of Warcraft, but it is something that I'm open to. It's not going to be the summoning / dot playstyle that I'm looking for, but I'm open to playing everything, and I will be trying everything on stream, as well as the videos you'll see here. So without further ado, we're going to hop right on into this.
In Fellowship, Mara is a melee assassin who uses stealth to get
Assumed
up
as much.
close and personal, landing surprising and
Side note, this dungeon was fucking incredible. This was absolutely my favorite one, without a doubt. So I hope they keep this one around for quite a while.
devastating strikes. She generates combo
If it is the one I'm thinking of.
points through her abilities,
Okay, so very much like
moving
Rogue.
in and out of combat with the deadly grace of a Black Widow. Mara uses combo points on special abilities to empower them, allowing her to do more damage for each combo point used.
I do hope that with Rogue and this kind of playstyle that they make it where it's not just a jack of all trades, like they can't do perfect single target and AoE, which is kind of something that Rogue fell into for a bit. So I do hope they're more of a specialized single target, like you bring them to for boss damage, basically.
Strike from the shadows as Mara.
Yeah, overall seems very standard for a Rogue. We'll hop into video number 2 to get a closer look at her abilities. Alright, so yeah, this video goes more deeper into her actual abilities, so let's hop right into it.
Last week we showed off our new hero Mara for the first time, and while a lot of you have used your investigative skills to figure out what you can from that trailer, I'm here today to give you a rundown of her core skills so you can get a better idea of how it'll be to play her in the upcoming tests, and also in early access later this year. Alright, let's go hit some training dummies and go through each of her starting skills one by one.
I do like how they're not just doing the, here's a big dungeon, we're just going to throw abilities out and hope you figure it out. I actually like that they're going to training dummies to do this.
Our first skill is Backstab, and that's going to use 20 energy. It'll deal 83% agility damage to the enemy, and it'll do 40% increased damage when attacking from behind, as the name implies. You're also going to generate...
So I'm gonna guess they're gonna have, like they show in the video, they're gonna have another ability that teleports you behind and then you stab.
2 combo points, and crits will generate 3.
So they're saying crits will generate energy points, I think they said. I could see that being a little rough if there's some RNG factor in that, where you kind of just get completely screwed over by not getting any crits, but I'm assuming they'll have abilities baked in that guarantee crits to make up for that.
Our next skill is Widow's Bite, which actually has 3 charges, and each of those will recharge every 9 seconds. Like Backstab, it generates 2 combo points and 3 on a crit, but it also generates 20 energy, which is going to be important later on. Next up we have a skill called Skittering Blades, which is going to cost 35 energy. This is going to throw daggers in all directions, dealing 73% agility damage to all nearby enemies.
Okay, so yeah, they have an ability like this in WoW too. The only downside of this ability in WoW is you'll look at AoE pulls, and like 90% of their damage is Blade Flurry, and that's all it is. So I do hope that they kind of mix it up a bit, and rather than just, hey, it's AoE, press this one ability. I hope there's a reason to mix in a lot of the other abilities and still weave AoE in with single target.
Now it's going to generate 1 combo point for each enemy hit. That's why I've moved over to these training dummies.
Just
And
opens
crits will
the menu.
generate 2 combo points. Now we're going to need to spend all of these combo points. So next up we have Queen's Fang, which is going to cost 40 energy, but the amount of combo points
Oh, that's
you
that
spend
look cool.
is going to scale the damage to a single target. This will range from 187% agility damage for 1 combo point, and all the way up to 343% for 6 combo points.
Oh, that's cool then.
Next up we have Stalker Step, which is a 30-yard...
One thing I am worried about is with a class like this, you never want to be in a situation where all you're doing is auto attacking. I feel like that you want to minimize that downtime as much as possible. So I think having either a way to guarantee that you always have at least one combo point, so you're always able to do something, would be better than just, hey, you gotta sit around waiting for a crit or a cooldown to do something fun. I feel like you always gotta have to have that one ability. Usually how casters have that one cast that they can just spam over and over and over.
Range, and we have 2 charges for this one, each of which will recharge every 30 seconds, and this can also be used during global cooldown.
Oh, that looks
Mara
fucking
also has her
amazing.
interrupt, which is going to be her kick on a 16-second cooldown. Next up, we have a
16 seconds. I feel like I'd have to go back, but depending on how much they cast, that's not too bad, actually. I think in WoW we deal with 12 seconds and 24 seconds. Usually casters have a 24 second, and then melee and hunters have the 12 seconds. So 16 seconds, it'll take a bit, but there's something about kicks that'll go in another video that I hope they update when it comes to kicking abilities.
Arachnid Assault, and that's going to cost 45 energy. And this is going to deal 78% agility damage to all targets in a radius around Mara. This also scales with the amount of
Oh,
combo
that
points
visually
used,
looks
so
incredible.
for 1 combo point spent, you're going to deal 93% agility damage, and then all the way up to 171% agility damage for 6 combo points spent.
Yeah, visually it looks fucking incredible. I feel like this is going to be one that people want to play just because of how good the effects look. And I very rarely play melee characters, but I'm definitely look at it's either going to be this, or if they release the kind of champion I want, then I'll play that one.
The last skill on this top bar here is Hemorrhaging Strike, which is going to cost 30 energy. Now up front, this is going to deal 175% agility damage, but it's also going to apply a bleed which deals 76% agility damage every 3 seconds over 12 seconds. The duration of that bleed is going to scale from 15 seconds at 1 combo point spent.
So I'm assuming with this, you want to apply this, like unless you're pulling something like that's like 8+ targets, if you're pulling something that's going to be like 5 targets, you want to apply this to as many targets as you can and then start blasting, because if you're just doing AoE, then you're not getting that bonus damage. But if you apply a bleed to all of them, especially if they have a chance to give you a combo point, I feel like this is something you want to apply to everything in the pack and then kind of blast.
All the way up to 30 seconds for 6 combo points. But if you miss the fine print, this is where it gets really interesting.
Uh-oh.
Each tick of Hemorrhaging Strike's bleed replenishes 6 energy.
Yeah, so you definitely want to be spamming this on as many targets. Unless you're doing like a super low key where everything will die super fast. If you're doing a higher level dungeon and yeah, you pull 5 targets, you want to make sure the first thing you do is get as many bleeds on. It's kind of like if you guys played Affliction Warlock or any dot based class. As you're going up to the pack, you're applying all your dots and then you can start blasting. So I actually really like that they apply that, and that AoE is not just you walk in, use your AoE button, and that's it.
Next up, we have our stealth ability called Brooding Shadows. Now, if you're out of combat, you're going to be able to toggle this off and on, but if you use Brooding Shadows in combat, it's going to trigger a 15-second cooldown. And this is where it gets really interesting. Your Backstab, Widow's Bite, and Skittering Blades, which was the first, second, and third skill we looked at, those are each going to apply a different poison when used from stealth. So our Backstab is going to apply...
So the downside of this is... obviously, if a lot of their damage is locked into this ability, it's going to slow down dungeons because you have to wait for Hamish to go do her stuff, or Mara. So I do hope that they make it where you don't have to use this ability, but if you do manage to have the time to use it, then it's going to give you a really, really good payoff. But it's always that balancing act of, yeah, it's cool, but how do you really want to hold up the entire group just so they can stealth in and do their stuff? And it also takes a lot of presence away from the tank because they're not the ones starting pulse. So we'll see.
Which instantly deals 622% agility poison damage.
That is a lot of fucking damage, though.
Points. Or you could apply the Seething Poison with Widow's Bite, which is going to deal 73% agility poison damage every 2 seconds for 60 seconds.
Another question, I think they answered this. I believe you can use this in combat, because I know there's a lot of games where you can't use any sort of stealth stuff in combat. So if this is something that can be used in combat, then I feel like it's completely fine. But if it's an out of combat only, I'm 99% sure they said it is usable in combat, it just changes the cooldown. So in that case, it's totally fine.
But the cool thing here is that if you have Seething Poison active on an enemy, you're going to gain 30% energy regeneration.
Okay, that's huge.
You can also use Skittering Blades to trigger Volatile Poison. And this is going to apply that poison to all enemies hit by those Skittering...
So I said I wanted a dot class. this is kind of the dot class. If they're not going to make a caster, this might actually be the hero that I pick.
Blades, dealing 20% agility poison damage every 2 seconds over 6 seconds. But when this expires, volatile poison is going to erupt, dealing 40% agility poison damage to that target and nearby enemies.
Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, this might actually be my hero because this is the kind of playstyle I like the slow rot style.
Now, I haven't played her a whole lot, but I did have a blast playing her today in some tests that we're running in the studio, where I really quickly realized that to optimize her rotation, it's all about identifying what each pull needs.
Yeah.
Do you need the energy generation to be able to spam your Arachnid Assault? Or are there a few enemies that are alive for a long enough time?
Yeah, I feel like the fun part about playing this character is exactly how he's saying, is you're going to have some pulls that are like 5 mobs where you want to get your dot on all of them and then start spamming your AoE. And then you're going to have some pulls where it's like 2 mobs where you're not going to worry about spreading the dot too much. You maybe want prio target on 1. Or you pull a pack of 5 where you have a bunch of 4 nobodies, but then you have the big core target where you want to dump all of your energy into 1 target. So I feel like it's a good playstyle if they can manage to pull it off.
Where you need to focus on specific bleeds and poisons to maximize your damage. Mara really feels like she fits the easy to pick up but difficult to master feeling that the team were aiming for.
Yeah, which is what the kind of playstyle, like if anyone plays WoW, that's kind of like Demo Warlock. You can kind of hop in and just kind of blast, but if you want to really optimize it, especially in like a raid setting or high optic setting where you don't have much time to set up, or it's hard to set up because you have to move constantly, then it's very high skill in that situation. That's the kind of playstyle I like as well.
Soon I'll be talking about all of these things in our exclusive first look at Mara gameplay, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss that. I'm also really excited to announce that you'll have even more opportunities to check out Mara gameplay in a collab that we've been working on with Echo. Make sure you check out...
Okay, as a Liquid fan, I'm a little conflicted, alright? But if Echo's supporting it, fuck it, I'll support them for this. I'll be donning an Echo jersey.
Their Race to World first broadcast that's actually happening right now over on twitch.tv/echo_esports. You'll want to catch that content because seeing their group, some of which had played Fellowship a lot during our private playtests, and others who hadn't, is very entertaining. Okay, that's all for now. We'll see you all again really soon.
Okay, so final thoughts on this. I actually really like it. I feel like they kind of nailed a lot of the playstyle elements. There were some worries I had, but they kind of fixed those up. I feel like this is overall, I feel like a better idea, better design for rogue type playstyle than WoW has, because WoW, the single target from what I gather is pretty fun, but however the AoE is just looking at it, just kind of like, okay, you go in, you press a couple buttons, then you just spam AoE. It's not really the playstyle that I'm looking for, but from what I see here, this is definitely a contender for the character I will play. That'll be in a future video after we do a couple playtests. I'll announce what I will be maining. But yeah, overall, this character looks incredible. I still love that he opened the menu there. A huge thank you to everybody that made it this far in the video. Say hi to Lexa, my very sleepy little border collie. She's sleepy, but she's here. If you guys do like the content, the best way to help me out, like the video, comment what you're excited about when it comes to Mara, and if you want to catch me live, all my socials are down below. I do stream every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Be sure to check out the links below. Catch me live. We will be doing giveaways and other random stuff as soon as the Fellowship beta launches. I hope to see you there. Subscribe to the channel here if you want to see more content. I will be pumping out Fellowship content almost every single day, and you don't want to miss any of that. So from me and Lexa, farewell, Godspeed. I'll see you in the next one.